Hello.
Hello.
What's that?
Hey,
What
everybody.
up?
Welcome to episode number 6 of the True Shot Lodge podcast. Oh, I should probably put our faces on. There we go. Wait, are we frozen?
I don't know. You tell me,
It
Ken.
has me frozen.
Oh,
You're
wait,
right.
there we go. There we go. We were frozen for a little bit. Okay. Um, Welcome to episode 6 of the True Shot Lodge podcast. This is a survival episode, mainly focused on PvP, and we have a special guest, Bicmex, with us. Bicmex, why don't you go and introduce yourself for those of the in the audience that don't know who you are, what you do, stuff like that. Just tell us a little about yourself.
Yo, bros. So essentially, I'm just like a PvP streamer. I mostly just do double DPS, but I also dabble in some threes sometimes whenever my twos partner doesn't wanna play with me. Um, so I guess my max rating that I've gotten was 3.3k, but that was during Legion. I mean BFA season one, where like rating was super inflated. So maybe it's not that impressive, but it's still something. So right now I'm just like hard chilling. I think I'm like 2,500 followers on Twitch. So I'm kind of like a small streamer, but I'm still growing and I'm
Yeah,
doing all that. So so yeah, I guess that's my
yeah,
introduction. I'm mostly just like a survival one trick pony.
yeah.
Most of the
PvP,
time just play,
PvP
yeah,
boy.
just like a
Do
double DPS
you
player.
you don't raid or Mythic Plus or anything, right?
Nah, I mean, I guess I sort of Mythic Plus. I have like a 1.7k Raider Iowa score, but
That's
that's
not
mostly
bad.
just like for fun.
Doing weeklies and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So classic. You were just telling us about your classic adventures.
Oh yeah. I mean, I sort of just quit Classic like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I'm not having that much fun at the moment.
Uh,
But I don't know if it's me having less fun in Classic or me having more fun in retail. Like, I don't know.
yeah,
It's probably just like a mix of both. I just got level 56 and then I got kind of, I don't know, not
yeah.
having that much fun anymore. And then I just sort of quit.
So we also have Dilly back with us today. Say hi, Dilly.
Yo, it's good.
Dilly's been going to class and not hanging
Yeah, I
out with
know.
us. Yeah.
School's rough. Okay.
The math major.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quick recap. So last time, it's been a while. We've had sort of a rough schedule with IRL stuff and schedules. And I have a wedding this weekend, so why we're doing it today instead of tomorrow. Last
Oh,
time we,
congrats.
well, not my wedding. No, I'm in a
I
wedding.
mean, okay, never mind.
No.
Still going to your friend's wedding then, I
Yeah.
guess.
Um, so last time we talked about simming. So if you're interested in any type of simming, dungeon slice, patchwork, how to sim, go check that out. Like I said, this episode is PvP focused. Big Mix, please explain these smiley faces that are happening in chat right now.
Oh, okay. It's just my it's just my chat going hard, I guess. I don't know. They're having a little bit of
Uh,
fun, okay?
it's an awesome
Uh,
emoji. Um,
Yeah, I should fuck with that.
All right,
Jesus.
so let's get right into it. So let's just start out talking about just PvP in general. Just how is PvP this season as compared to some seasons in the past, in y'all's opinion?
Uh,
Um, I mean, I feel like it could have been worse for sure, but I don't know. I just hate that like it's a viable strategy whenever you're playing jungle, which is the comp that I'm playing, that if you're against double melee, you just sort of have to win the game in like 2 minutes, otherwise they just kill your healer. I feel like that's such bad like game design. It's so like frustrating to play. And then double casters as well are just like super annoying to deal with as well.
You're
Yeah,
talking about just dampening in general.
yeah, just dampening in general. I feel like
wait,
the problem is like,
I think I prefer losing in 2 minutes. Like, I'd rather get my misery open, like over with,
I mean, I don't know, man.
as opposed to like the thing is, then you fight the wizards, bro. Well, actually, no. I think with double melee, I'd rather they're the ones that have to win in 2 minutes actually than me have to win in 2 minutes. I
Yeah, for
think
sure.
okay.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because if it's
It's fun if they
yeah,
have to win in 2 minutes and then not you.
and then you just like automatically win afterwards. But like right now, it's like if you don't win in 2 minutes, then you just sort of lose. Because like imagine
Yeah,
being a disc priest and like surviving for like more than 2 minutes. That's really impressive.
yeah,
But I feel like the problem with double mages, or like just like double wizards in general, is that I have this notion that I can play so much better than I actually can. So whenever I lose like a 10-minute game against double casters, I feel so shit afterwards. It's
Yeah, you really
terrible. I
do.
just like,
Yeah,
oh
you
no,
always feel
like
bad.
what if I feigned at that cast instead of, like setting it, and then I could have done this thing after, or maybe like I could have turtled. That coil or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
but
Feels
that's
bad.
maybe that's just like me as a player.
Yeah.
Nah, that's really what it does. Honestly, I don't even think personally that the PvPs have like. I feel like there's always been like some students that are bad. I think the worst thing is probably just how gearing is. Like I think it's like there's just so many like barriers to entry like for you to actually get in there because if you're just someone that wants to PvP and like you level up, as soon as you get to 120, you have to do a large amount of PvE before you can even start to PvP because you'll have to grind your essences. And if you want to gear up, the best way to gear up is to do Mythic Plus to get your optimal stats. And then might need a raid depending on the class that you're playing too. So it's
I mean,
like,
for trinkets too, right? Aren't there really
yeah,
good
Of course.
trinkets? Or the
yeah,
entire expansion, there've been like tank trinkets and stuff that y'all want, right? For free.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's the under rod trinket that people start
Oh yeah,
using.
the
Like
under
the
a trinket, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
The
I
lingering spore
personally
pods.
I personally just use like the PvP trinkets because I like them more. But like, I mean, the PvE ones are still good too. Like, but like, if I were to think about like my best and select gear, it's like if I were to exclude all those trinkets, like the PvP ones, then my best and select gear would probably just be like the chest piece that has was it primeval and lanium poison or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
one, yeah.
and that's the only piece that you would want from PvP. And
Yeah,
it's
from
not like
PvP,
it's
yeah.
like that for like a bunch of other classes too,
Yeah.
where they're just like they have to just do a large amount. I think that's the worst thing because some of my teammates like they want to play live, but they
Mhm.
just don't. Like they play classic instead because he has to grind up the raid essence and he has to do his weekly caches and then he has to hope that he gets like good RNG and he's just like he's trying to do that on multiple characters because he doesn't just play more than one. Like he doesn't just play one class, so he's just like there's no
Yeah, I
point.
know.
Like
Are
I
you
mean, that's like the.
excited? Oh, I was gonna say, are you
Oh
excited
yeah, okay,
for
never mind.
the 8.3 infinite AP in your neck now? There's no
No,
cap.
that's actually. I'm gonna be
there's no
pretty
cap.
excited. Wait,
No, there's no
isn't it like
cap.
89? Isn't that the cap?
I think the level might stop, but they said there is a blue post that said that there's no like there's infinite AP scaling now, so that
Wait, so
there's not
it's
like
sort of gonna be like the like Legion thing when you had like the like
where you
buff.
can just keep going and going and going and
Wait,
like getting
what?
stronger.
But then that probably won't be in PvP. Well, I don't know. Maybe based on this expansion, it
I
will
mean,
be because
the
like
one
in
in
Legion.
Legion wasn't PvP.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
didn't it stop? I think it stopped after the first rank. Like
Wait, did it?
yeah,
You
the
sure?
concordance thing. Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
swear.
Yeah.
maybe it did.
So then,
But
like, if
yeah,
you
like then
PvP,
again.
you wouldn't have to do that. But like, you never know. Like this expansion, like they haven't been like that friendly in that regard. So maybe they'll
Yeah.
just make
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, I mean, been like crossover this entire expansion, right? Because even for PvP, like we had to get Blood Enemy and Conflict and Strife and stuff like that, and
Yeah, yeah, like
someone who doesn't PvP or do arenas, Conflict and Strife takes forever to get, or the 50k honor BGs or whatever.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
I,
but it's
I
like it's like the same thing with like the life condensed force thing when you need to do like the like heroic bosses like
yeah,
yeah,
4 times. It's like okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think they're trying to like encourage crossover, but I think a lot of people just hate it, like that you have to
Yeah.
do. Yeah, it's not fun. So that being
Yeah.
said, I'm assuming y'all have read some of the changes in 8.3, right? The stuff that came out.
A rising sun kick, 25% damage
Yeah,
increase.
oh
Seems
yeah, no,
yeah.
I like the ice dance
seems.
one.
Oh,
The ice
yeah,
dance.
frost mages are getting buffed. Yeah, you
Yeah,
excited about that?
oh yeah, that's one I'm looking forward to a lot. I think another one that's really hyping me up is I think the mecha gnomes, right? So the mecha
Mechanomes
Oh
are
gnomes,
yeah, they're gonna
they
have
have
OP.
they have the safeguard thing built into
safeguard
them.
assay. Dude, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually can't wait if they fuck up the health scaling like they did last patch as well. Because I think it was like in 8.2 they increased our health, but maybe like 30%, and then they increased the
The
damage by
damage,
like
yeah, yeah,
10%, by like
yeah.
10%. So like legit, the game just went for
Like
fucking
10,
ever
20
in like
minutes. Yeah.
in the
Well,
beginning. It was
it's
so dumb.
I think that
I mean,
happened
it's still
because
like pretty dumb, but it's not like
they like made our scaling on our abilities super bad and they made it revolve around Azurite, like but then since our Azurite's nerfed in PvP and like everyone's base damage is so low, like then everyone's DPS is like proportionally like
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
so
It's like
so
super
awful. So
bad.
it doesn't scale because the only thing that's meant to scale is your Azurite,
Yeah,
and then
Right.
true.
you're just like sitting there like and it's shitty. I mean,
Well, I guess we
and
didn't
then
know
you have
that.
this stuff like that Mechagnome thing. Like that's gonna be better on the classes that are already tanky. Like mages, rogues, and warlocks, they can all play that. Like hunters could be the
Yeah, I know.
Mechagnome, but like hunters don't play safeguard because like it doesn't give you anything if people can proc it easily. Like you're better off with
Yeah, I
like
know.
something else. But
For
like
Well,
me,
on a
obvious
Destralock
right.
or a mage, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, oh come on, finally got him low, guys. He finally got him low. Oh, he's got the Mechagnome proc.
No,
Oh,
no,
we got
he's
him
not
low
making him.
safeguard.
Fuck.
it's
Oh
funny.
my
It's
Unfortunate.
god.
funny that it's literally a shaman talent that does the exact same thing, and
Yeah,
it's just
and
a
it's not as
racial.
good. It's not
Yeah.
as good. Well, it's
I
not
mean,
as good
it's
for
just like
shamans
straight up
too, because
better. Yeah.
they just like shamans they can die like that is their defense, right? But like
Right,
mages and warlock like they have so much more to help them survive. So when you give
right,
those types of specs something like that, like especially when you have mage barriers, they're like 30% of their health for the
yeah,
barriers, and it's a 25-second
Yeah, I
cooldown,
know.
and they open a fight and they already have it off cooldown. So you break the first barrier, and then they pop it again, and you use a lot of damage to do that. Then they
right.
refresh it. Then you break that. Then they temp shield. Then they have that again. Then they have block. Then they're 80% slowing you the entire time, and then their ice lance gets buffed, bro.
Yeah. Okay, really cool. Dude, I can't wait for like they're gonna have 3 god classes. Like, I mean, Arcane isn't that good yet, but maybe people haven't started playing Arcane yet. But I feel like Arcane can just be like one of those like specs that like you can have one person be really fucking good at Arcane, and they can just like destroy the entire ladder because of the
No,
8%
they have
thingy.
someone on an 8 volts. He's actually really good at arcane. Like
I think there's like no one on EU that really plays Arcane though. Most of the people just play like RM Pal, like it's just like super brain. That's legit. Everything just lines up perfectly. Like, oh, I guess
yeah,
every
yeah.
30 seconds we can just like do like like Mark for Death Kidney go hodge the fucking boy, and then we can Toxic Blade, and then well, I guess they're dead. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Really
actually
cool.
talking to Joe Fernandez like when I was at the APAC thing. He was saying he actually hates like the NA ones more because he was like they all play like they're playing fucking TSG. Like they don't even like go for the cross. He's saying they actually just run in there and they just like use everything offensive. Like it's actually so annoying. Like sometimes I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like they just like make the game so aggro and then you can never like punish them for it.
Yeah, because they just have like 2 minute defensives, and they like all of
Yeah.
their health is just like Crimson Vial. Wow, that's a percentage health healing. I guess he like health is like really big right now. Okay, and then they have the like mage barrier. Isn't that also like percentage health something
Well, it's not
maybe?
percentage health, but it's just like it's just they just
It's just
scale
like
really well.
scales big. I know.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's a ice barrier. That's like percentage health, right? Or is
No,
it?
no, it's all the barriers are like that.
It's all the
They're not
barriers. Wow.
percent health. It's just they are like that large of a percentage of your health, but it's not like that baseline. It's not like a
Okay.
flat percentage of your health. It just happens to just be like that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's like also why stuff like DKs are like really dumb right now as well with like Death Strike spam, because like I
Yeah,
feel like
that's good.
every percentage health healing just got so much stronger in this
yeah,
patch.
Because
The-
everyone's health pools go up, right? But everyone's damage didn't go down
yeah,
the same amount. So then
Yeah.
anything that's percent based, it'll just outscale it. I
yeah.
mean,
It's
I
pretty
sometimes
crazy.
I actually feel worse for people that aren't like playing hunters because I think about like Arm Powell and like sometimes I'll watch my teammates die through like Ross and I'm bandaging them and I'm like, imagine if you don't have that. Like those abilities like actually counter them. So
Yeah,
then I'm
like I
just thinking
know.
like I've seen like I've played with the Shadow Priest and I watched him die to Rogue Mage. Like my Druid Iron Barks him at 100% and I pet stack when they can bust and then I banish him and then he dies through and I'm just like, wow. Like I'm always so
Yeah, like
confused. Like how did
I
anyone
don't
ever die through that?
I don't know, man.
Uh,
It's just a rough game to be
yeah.
honest.
All right. So that being said, why do y'all play Survival Hunter? I mean, you've mentioned so many OP specs, right? So why? I mean, you just have an affinity towards it, or
Well, I think
just a
I
one
mean
trick?
honestly, like if like for example, like some of those specs weren't overtuned, like Sorrel actually is like a good spec to counter them.
Yeah,
I
true.
think many advantage and like worse like they're actually like good mechanics, and I think it's fun to play because it's like high risk, high reward. Like a lot of the specs, like even the players that are really good at them, they don't have as much fun because if you're just sitting there and like you're kind of just dampening people, it doesn't feel as good. Like the game's exciting when like both teams can die easily, and
Yeah.
like that's pretty much what you have when you're playing survival. Like your games are like fast paced on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the main reason why I still play survival as well, because I feel like the skill cap or like the like skill ceiling is so high, and I feel like there's so many things that you can do, and even if you
Yeah.
lose a game, there's like, or at least for me, I feel like there's always something that I can do instead of just like playing a class and then like I guess we just lost because like my class is pretty dog shit. But like as survival, it's like okay, so I lost the game, but I could have done this instead. I could have maybe saved this cooldown. Like you have so much peel against all the classes right now. They're like pretty strong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just like super hard to like pull off. You need to do like everything perfectly, but once you pull it off, it's so satisfying.
Right.
Because
Yeah, yeah. Nothing
you
nothing
feel like
feels as
you're
good as that.
legit just in the driver's seat. Like you call out for everything. You're just like, yo, we're gonna win in like 45 seconds. I can like predict the future. Like he's gonna do this spell. I'm gonna do this spell to counter it, and then they're gonna do this, and then I can do this as well. And then everything happens perfectly, and everything goes to plan. It's just like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I'm just the definition of a five head.
Right.
And
Yeah,
also
plus
Yeah.
the
like
like,
plus then you get like free range to flame anyone because then they know, bro. Like
yeah, no.
they know.
Just like
They
you
know.
can't like talk shit like you're playing survival.
Yeah,
Like come on, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like chill.
yeah.
Yeah.
It actually feels so good when they can't like say anything back.
Yeah, no, they can't talk shit about your class because it's fucking too hard, man.
Yeah. I mean, I know I mean, I'm not a PvPer at all. Like, I just sort of did my conflict and strife stuff. But I mean, it also takes a lot of coordination, right? To like set up traps and like stuff like that. And you have to like coordinate with your twos or threes partner, right? To
I mean, it kind of depends like which comp you're playing because like right now you can sort of just like harpoon trap most of the time
Yeah,
and you're gonna be
it
fine or
depends
like
on what you
stun
fight too.
trapping.
Cause like yeah,
Yeah.
like some things like it's you have to coordinate more if like you're gonna like lose uptime or something. But
I mean, it can
like
also be like just like talking to your feral. Like sometimes if because it's always better that they stun and then you trap since trap is like a ranged spell
right.
instead of like trapping and then they want to go back and like stun the target and then they can't connect, right?
Right.
yeah, I think the only time
So
that's like it's only worth to do that first is like if your priest is trying to fear, but then it's like you're stunned. Cause like if you're like going for like the trap first, you know, you give him time to try to fear off the trap, and then if you have your intense
yeah, no,
stun,
no.
then you like but yeah, that's like the only time it's worth it. But I mean,
It
it
was
all
also
just
like
depends.
really big the intimidation stun. I mean buff as
Yeah.
well
Yeah,
when they
actually,
like
that was
made
like
it like
probably the best
Stormbolt.
change. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was like
no.
the
It's
best
so
change for
funny that it
Hunter.
wasn't even like in the patch note as well. Like I legit thought it was like that it was a bug. I was like, yo, what is even happening? Like my pet is just straight up stunning him like instantly. Like he's not even like close to the target. But
Are you
yeah.
talking about
The
like
only thing that
the
made that
40-yard
annoying,
range or whatever?
yeah, the only thing that's annoying is like sometimes I remember in the first season I actually had a strat versus some of the arm pals where I would like pre-buff
Pre-stun.
the yeah, I
Yeah,
pre-buff the
yeah.
Tim and then they open on you and then they get stunned and then it's like, oh, so
Yeah, no.
sick.
I mean you can't even do
Yeah.
that. Well, I mean it's not like super sick, but like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
still
No,
something.
it just respect their opener because like it gets boring if both like the rogue and feral want to sit in stealth and it's like fine, I'll just like come out and I'll just pre-buff it, you know,
Yeah, I know.
and then they just get baited. But then they stop falling for that eventually, like if you fight them enough. But I mean,
Yeah. It was a cool thing to do for like maybe like 1 or 2 games maybe.
yeah,
It was also like super sick if you're like 1v1 against a rogue and you like pre-buff his kidney and like, oh, I
yeah,
stunned him
yeah,
during kidney, like one arm stunned. Like, that's so sick, man.
yeah, because
Oh well.
you could just pre-buff it and like move your pet away too, and then just like
Yeah.
wait for the stun. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like the same thing that I guess like monks where like you move your pet away when they
the
have
leg
like leg
sweep.
sweep up. Yeah.
But then now it's like
It's
even if you pet sack it, it doesn't really do enough. Well, actually, yeah, used to do a lot more if you were to pet sack. Pet sack's not that good, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Crit, crit's
I'm
like
still pretty yeah, I guess.
All
Did I
right.
still miss pet trinket? Oh no.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
same.
I mean that's like a whole different topic though. I can like talk for that for like 2 hours.
Yeah, no, same.
All right, let's go to basics. So, what's the general setup for survival hunter? So, if you're gonna walk into an arena, so either, I mean, I guess I don't know if there's a difference between twos and threes. Let's, I guess, start with just talents. So, just normal talents and then PvP talents, and what you switch for what
Oh my
Wait,
god,
comp
I've
and
been
is
playing
it
stuff like
like
that.
I've been playing classic so much I actually forgot what the talent tree
Oh my
rows were.
it's
god.
Alpha
Okay,
Predator,
okay. Yeah, Alpha
the
Predator or Viper's Venom. Yeah,
or you
I
can
think you
go
play that.
the one that's useless, the harpoon one. It's really big.
No, no, bro. No, you gotta use that one. That one's sick.
PvP survival. Well, let me hunter talents. Let me have like a calculator open just so I
Yeah, yeah. That's what
Okay, yeah, no,
I did.
no,
Because I forgot what each tier was. Like
yeah.
I've
wow
been playing
wait
too much classic.
wowhead PvP wait no hunter survival talents calculator. Here we go.
Yeah.
Why was that so hard
These
to
guys are
find? Come
expert
on, man.
survival hunters, by the way.
Yeah, I promise.
Okay, I know. I know all the towns. I just don't know them in order.
Yeah, I
So
know. Like,
yeah. Like because
okay,
you can't be
okay.
like
Now I see them.
row
I
one is
have them.
this like
Yeah. I mean, I see that. I mean, it's also like more impressive if you like call them by their names instead.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
Because I just say numbers. I just like, well, I mean, just go like 1133 222. But you know.
Wait, what? You actually think of it like that? I actually cannot do that.
Oh wait,
I'm just,
I just say like 1133 222.
Yeah,
What do you
a
mean?
lot of people use the numbers because they don't remember the names and stuff.
what the
Did it?
I remember all the names. I just don't remember the fucking numbers or the order.
Wait, you
Yeah.
don't even remember 1133 222? That's like the biggest number ever. It's so
Bro,
huge.
what? No, man, I'm actually I'm so bad with actually remembering numbers
Dude, if you
themselves.
go to the talent calculator right now, you type in 1133 222, you're gonna be like, oh, it's that talent setup.
1133 222.
222.
Whoa, with a trailblazer. Yo, I
Yeah.
actually like the trailblazer. Yo, I actually look at you sometimes take that as like a troll talent when I'm just like running at
No, there's
extremely
actually like
boost.
really fun. Okay, I promise.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, no,
it's like,
I actually been playing it sometimes. It actually is good.
yeah, it's actually like really fun because Trailblazer like it doesn't proc from kill command for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I
So
know.
like sometimes
Any
you
pet
can
attack.
yeah, no, but like sometimes you can just like run around the pillar and like, oh, I guess I'm like kind of fast for like no reason. I don't know. It's pretty fun. But
Yeah.
that's mostly into like Demon Hunter teams when I feel like I'm not gonna get anything out of natural mending, so I just like, well, I guess I'm going Trailblazer, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Wait,
Okay,
okay,
yeah,
so
that's
what is it?
actually
Okay,
exactly
so,
when I do it.
so it's alpha, guerrilla tactics, trail or natural mending.
No, you like you.
It's alpha
I,
or
I
vipers.
mean,
So it's
I
alpha
mean, you
or
go like
vipers on
kick
him.
camouflage like 99% of like situations.
Oh,
Yeah.
camo. Okay.
Like
What?
Yeah.
Trailblazer, just like a thing that I've gone like recently for fun, but it like probably natural mending is like overall better. But
Okay,
Yeah,
so when do you?
natural mending if you're playing with a healer pretty much versus most matchups unless you need like a stealth opener. Like so if you're fighting rogue mage, it's good for you to take camouflage. Or if you're playing like with the rogue, it's really good for you to have camouflage.
Right.
yeah,
Generally if the opener is important, you want camo, otherwise natural mending. And then Trailblazer, like you said, I think in twos, like if you're fighting demon
uh,
hunter teams, it's actually good to
yeah.
just like
I mean,
chase.
like into DHDK, like Resto Druid, I go Trailblazer
Yeah.
just cause like, oh, I mean, I guess I want to chase the Resto Druid, but like he's behind the pillar, but like, oh, I guess I'm pretty fast right now. I guess I can like maybe catch up, you know?
So when do you
Yeah,
decide
exactly.
vipers versus alpha?
That's actually
Uh,
preference, I think, because
yeah, I
Vipers
feel
is
like
more
it's
burst.
very, very preference.
So
I feel like it's also
basically the
like,
same.
I mean, it's like, cause like the thing with these talents is like they actually do like the exact same thing where they increase your uptime and then they also like sort of increase your damage sort of. So it's not like picking between like a warlock coil or like a warlock like portal. Like they're
Right.
in the same talent tree, but they do like different things. Here is like they just do the exact same thing pretty much. Just pick whatever makes you feel better. Like it's okay. Like they're
Yeah,
both good. So
I don't I think I don't like procs as much. Like I think I started playing Alpha Predator like the last season because it was like super damp, and I was like, well, it doesn't even matter if I have any burst. I was like, fuck it, and it was
yeah,
like
Yeah.
better in PVE at the time to take it, so I started playing it. But then I think I generally always have liked the talents that are like instead of a proc, like it just baseline extra focus. Like in MOP
Yeah.
when you had Thrill the Hunt and you had Fervor, I
Right.
always like to play
oh
Fervor.
yeah,
So I think that's why I prefer Alpha Predator. And then like the cursing, I normally always liked playing Curse, but then I think yeah, last season too, I was like, fuck it, doesn't even matter. I just press Curse, it doesn't even get anything done, and then I started
yeah.
playing
Well,
Bloodseeker. And then this season, when you have your essences, they took up the same keybind, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna just keep playing
Gotta get rid of
Bloodseeker.
those keybinds.
don't even
Yeah,
have keybinds
yeah,
on. No.
yeah.
Dude, like
I
for
mean,
me, yeah.
I feel like it's also like the extra global when I'm using it because I'm like I felt like when I was just using it, even if I made one for it, I'm like, well, I'm using a global to apply all my dots, and then I'm using a global to use my essence, and then I'm like using a global for the curse. I'm like, fuck, I'm just spending so much time like not actually just doing damage. So I said, fuck it, like I might as well just
Yeah.
do that and not even worry about setting up another bind.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really like how I see it, but like the thing with like Viper's Venom, like what made me completely switch over and then like never pick Alpha Predator ever again. I was in a game, I like watched the VOD afterwards. I was against Unholy DK Guardian Druid. It was an 8-minute game that I actually had 100% uptime, and I checked very closely every single global that I had. I actually had like 100% uptime, very, like with like Viper's Venom. And
Yeah,
after that, I was like, okay, what's even the point of like Alpha Predator? Because before, I had the like notion of like, okay, so Alpha Predator is better when you have 100% uptime. But then that game, I was playing Viper's Venom, and I had 100% uptime also. And also, it's like pretty good because you know you can like pool your focus, and then like during your go, you can get like a proc, so you can do more damage. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I
okay,
actually agree. I think if you have 100% uptime, I think Viper is better. I actually like Alpha Predator when I'm just like chilling around and running and doing something, and I'm just chucking my pet at people because then the kill command actually hits harder, right? So then like
I
if
mean,
you
it's like
have like
30% harder, like 30% harder on like a
yeah,
spell that does like
well
3k
well
damage. I don't know, like.
well no when you have the dire consequences. Listen, the
Yeah, but then
math
you have
checks
to like
out.
run that, like that's
The
so
math,
trolling. I don't
math.
know.
Wait, Dilly's got some
Yeah,
math.
yeah,
He's been going
yeah,
to
yeah.
school. He's got some math.
He's
I mean,
going this
it'll like
kill
exactly
command
kill.
build to kill totems.
No, it exactly kills War Banner when you throw your
When
kill
you can
command.
kill banner
Yeah,
with
with the kill command. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of why I like it. So you just chuck the kill command when you have dire
wow.
consequence and it instant kills it. So then I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Then I'm running around the pillar and I run into a healer and I
That
see him
seems
throw the
so
banner.
fucking troll. Holy shit.
And then it's like
Or
if
you
you're
can just have lit 3 late and then do like a big 40k crit. Like I don't know, man.
well, yeah, you have the lane, right? So like if I'm just running around doing nothing and I'm just like jacking it at the pillar, then the kill commands technically, since I'm not mongoose biting, I'm not getting the Viper's Venom procs. Because I think if you actually are like attacking, then it's better. But
I mean,
like
yeah. Or
if
you
you're
can
like
just be
at range,
alpha
I
and
think
just like
alpha's better.
yeah. I mean, if you pay like a beta, I guess you can pick alpha predator. But I just like fucking go in,
Like a
man.
beta?
Dude,
Nah,
I just
bro.
go in. No, but okay. Also, like whenever I'm playing in range, like I'm fine with not spamming kill command. Like I understand that I'm not gonna win the game by like, oh, I'm gonna press kill command when I
Yeah,
have like
actually, I have to
full
do that.
focus and I do like 3k damage. It's like wow, that's so big. Which is like the reason why I also don't really like Bloodseeker that much, because I feel like it actually just doesn't do anything. Like yeah, maybe it does like more damage overall than Crows, but Crows is like you can do it in a way, or like the way that I do it is every time that I have freezing trap, maybe like
You
five
just
second
gross.
beforehand, I just cross and then like I I don't know. I just have this like confidence with my Shift 5 key, which is cross. Like every single expansion, whenever I pressed Shift 5 on my keyboard, I was like, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna do so much damage. We're actually just gonna win the game." Like I just get
Yeah,
this fuel of like
yeah. I actually
gamer. I just
always.
like, oof. Like
That's the
I
same
just get
reason I always
I
played
just
it
get
too.
so confident. It's actually insane. So I just press cross and I'm like, yo, I can fucking trap. Dude, let's fucking go. Like we're gonna win the game. Like
Yeah, and
I
it's
just
sick
get
if your
super
priest
pumped.
dark arcs it too, because then you have it at the same time.
Yeah, no.
I th honestly, the other thing too, I started liking Bloodseekers because all these people, they have the engineering helm, and then it covers your feral's your bleed.
Oh my god.
So
Wait, that's
then,
actually
Oh
so
yeah.
huge.
yeah, exactly. So if you have the Bloodseeker, then it actually is another bleed to cover for them. Like, because there's so many people like on NA. Like, I swear, like most of the time, I don't get scared when I see like Sinister Gladiator in the arena. When I see Famed Slayer, my hands start sweating, bro. Like I start freaking out.
Oh
Like I know
no.
that I'm not gonna win. And it's always like
Fuck.
some DKDH team, and they all have Famed Slayer, and I just see them pumping. Like I see them running straight for my priest, and my Feral's trying to get some counter pressure, and they all have engineering helms. So I'm like, oh, my Bloodseeker's covering it for him,
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
and then I have the extra faith.
Yeah, for the team. I like that. I like that. I mean, I guess that you can just like every time that you get blue bomb, it's just like, yo, I can Mongoose bite to cover. Chill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get
Yeah.
your blue bomb, and then it's like, I have big bleeds out, bro.
Dude,
Keep
big blades.
going.
Dude, it does like 800 damage, bro. Come on, over like 12 seconds.
Whoa, 800 damage? Damn, you're getting some big bleeds, bro.
Dude, blue
I'm,
bomb actually hits really hard. Okay, I promise, guys.
bro,
Also,
I just
speaking
auto
of blue
attack with
bomb,
my pet on classic. I'm pretty sure it hits harder than my blue bomb tick right here.
fucking true. Wait, okay, this is actually really fun trivia. Do you guys know that blue bomb is the only bomb that doesn't go through bop?
Yeah, I knew that one too.
Ooh,
But
really?
Like
I
green
didn't know
bomb
that
and
actually.
red bomb does.
sometimes volatile won't if it's like cleaved. Like
If you have
uh
like a serpent sting on them.
no,
Isn't
like
it like
you know
phosphorus
how
bomb sometimes
no
that doesn't work for me?
yeah,
Like the red bomb?
it's like if they cleave on someone, and it won't
Hmm.
hit it. Like if you like swap targets and then you threw the bomb and then
Yeah,
the cone hits it, then it
yeah.
won't.
I mean,
Huh.
it's like really buggy. Like I don't actually know how it
Yeah.
works. I just know for
Yeah.
sure the blue one will never go through.
Yeah,
But
the
like
blue yeah.
sometimes, if you're lucky, green one and red one will go through.
What the heck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so finishing up talent trees, we got what? Born to be Wild, right? Or do you go post
Born,
haste or
born. I mean, you have to go post haste. You can also go
post
like
haste?
binding into
Yeah,
like
by
specific. Yeah,
yeah, and
Like
just
you can
melee
go
specific
binding
comps
into
or something?
specific. Yeah, because you can't just like binding shot is like a route that doesn't break from damage and it lasts
Right.
8 seconds.
it's really
So
good versus Demon Hunter teams sometimes
yeah,
too,
Demon
because
Hunter teams they get
it's a lot
really
faster to
cocked
cover.
actually.
Right.
And
Because
also sometimes if you binding shot the Demon Hunter and they reflect, sometimes they can get like their root instead of getting You know, the like healer
Yeah, yeah,
CC.
and then the
Oh
thing
yeah,
is
yeah.
too is if you're a demon hunter and you get rooted mid dash, so you DC. So by putting down a binding shot, you
Oh
give the
my
chance to
god, you can
DC
just
them.
DC them.
Yeah.
The hackers
Holy
over
shit.
here.
Well, I mean,
I
so,
mean, you gotta
like
do what you
when
gotta do.
yeah, exactly. Like when you can't compete against the seeming demon, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and then even if you lose as a demon hunter, you're like, I don't know, you're still a demon hunter, so I mean, you
Yeah.
can still come back.
Well, it's like hard too if you're playing with a priest. It's not like you can play tracker's net to cover them from dashing, just because um
I mean,
because
also for
his dots like his atone. He
yeah,
has to
yeah, yeah,
heal the
purge the
tone.
wicked. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
also
since
for some
binding
dumb
doesn't break.
reason, yeah, for some dumb reason in this expansion, they increased the cooldown of binding shot by 15 seconds.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
25 now instead of 10.
Yeah.
dude. Sometimes I do the troll shit. I throw down a binding and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna knock them. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not a fucking
Oh
stun
yeah, shit.
anymore. And
Never mind. It's not even a
yeah,
stun, bro.
like
Fuck.
I've stopped doing that, but I remember like when I first started playing it when it was buffed, I was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking retarded. Like,
I mean, I haven't even done that because like I never trust dude my knock trap ever again. I hate that spell so much. It's
Yeah.
so bad. Can't we just go back to
yeah,
like Warlords of
yeah,
Draenor trap mechanics?
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Well,
I
Oh,
actually
so much
watched
better.
dude, okay, I watched some gameplay of me playing in WoD. Holy shit, like trap works so well. It's like
Yeah.
it's insane. It feels like it's an entirely different game.
Yeah.
It's like
I liked Hunter
the
back
like
then.
trap goes on like the second that it hits the floor. But like
Right.
right now, you have to hit the floor, you have to wait on MS, you have to wait on their MS, and then you have to wait like 0.5 seconds for the like delay to like go up so it like explodes up, and then the explosive radius is so terribly coded. If you're like inside the thing, you're just straight up not gonna get knocked.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it just
you know,
doesn't work.
you know what the thing is though is that it double dips. So it has an arming time, but then it also has the travel time. So you get the
Yeah, I
worst
know.
of both worlds, and then you get the bugging, and then it also does damage, and then it has a 40 second. It's like they're sitting
It's like
there
it's
and
so bad.
they're like,
Like why does
how?
it even do damage? Can we just
Yeah,
remove its damage? Like
they're
I hate
like,
it.
how can we make it as jank as possible?
Dude, let's imagine you're playing like a demon hunter and then you want a dark, but oh wait, there's a healer in the dark as well in a freezing trap. So I guess I can't knock him out of dark. Like that's too
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, that's too bad.
The only
Yeah.
time I actually like it, like where I feel it's reliable, is if they're trying to eat the trap and then you just harpoon on the healer and then you just throw the knock. Because then when they're actually standing still trying to eat like a regular trap, and you do that, then
Yeah, no, because it's gonna
yeah,
knock
yeah,
them away, but like
yeah.
since
But the
you're
healer won't get
harpoon,
knocked.
it's not gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's actually big.
Yeah.
Usually I just like tar trap and then I like sit AFK for 10 years and then I just like wait. That's just
yeah,
just like
yeah.
what I
If you
do.
just do that, then you just then you don't have to be then you just don't have to just be there like sitting there and
I
just
mean, it's
like
good as well because then you know you can like kick the healer, I guess. Like especially
yeah,
if it's a priest, because like
yeah.
I feel like
If
there's
it's a
so many
priest,
people that just like pick like kick penance, but like right now in this meta, if you kick penance, you're like the priest is just like laughing at you, like he's just gonna spam Shadow Man the entire time.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's good just versus I think shaman's a good healer to
Paladins.
do it.
Oh yeah, shamans as well.
Shaman or paladins, yeah, those are the ones that the people are gonna try to like really eat their traps and like
I mean, I feel like I don't know. Like the problem with shamans though, I feel like every time you harpoon them, I just feel like they have earthen every time. So like
yeah. Actually, that's the
I
thing.
sort of want to
That's
harpoon
where
trap
knock gets good.
insta, but then if he grounds, then it's bad. But if I
Yeah,
don't, then he press earthen and then he grounds my trap. Like it's I don't know.
but then if
It's
you
rough.
play knock trap when you're fighting the shaman at least, then you can like knock the earthen and like if it as long as they're standing still and they're not doing anything, then like you can rely on the knock trap. But then you can't
Yeah.
for anything else. Like it's so troll. It's like you can't actually
Yeah, I
rely
know.
on like hiding with it. You have to be like this person's gonna sit still because their healer's like their healers like they're straight up like I got earthen now, please don't move. And then they're like, okay man, like fine.
And then just like chill, and then like, well, I guess I got knocked away, and like, yeah,
Yeah.
well,
All right. So finishing up the talents, we got what? Mongoose Bite and Wildfire, right?
Yeah, you pretty
like,
much
dude, we
always play that.
completely just missed Steel Trap. What even happened there?
Nah, fuck
Steel
steel trap,
Trap.
bro.
Dude, it's so good, I promise. Okay, legit, you
You
can
think
whisper, dude, whisper any rogue on EU that have faced me in twos. They
Oh
will tell
yeah,
you
yeah.
that
If you
that
put it,
Steel
you put
Trap
the
is.
bleed on them. Yeah, that's
Oh
so
my god,
good.
dude, they can't even vanish. Like, what do you even do? And also, it's an 8 second route that like breaks on 20k damage. It's like super broken. I swear, it's super
Wait,
underrated.
is it eight? Is it 8 second? I thought it was 4 seconds.
No, it's 8 second
Honestly,
route.
I honestly have never talented into it.
Dude,
I
I
always,
actually want to
I
play
always
Steel
think
Trap
about it.
in threes. I like it's so good. No, because like I feel like it's super underrated as well. Because it breaks on like 20k damage, which is like kind of a lot if you're not really hitting anyone.
Yeah.
So like random dots and like priest things won't really like break the root. So it's
Yeah,
kind of huge.
yeah, that's definitely good. Yeah, especially because you can't rely on like the feral. Like the ferals used to have the undispel root, and then they don't have that anymore. Then theirs is
Yeah.
like so sick. Yeah, I always think about steel trap, and then I'm like, well, I'll try it out one
I'll-
day.
Just one day. If only I had the keybind for it. But
I think I no, I think I
The
can make a keybind. I
keybinds.
can make a keybind for steel.
yeah, dude, I
It's
recently
the
like
damage
counted
ones.
all my keybinds. I have 89 keybinds.
Jesus.
Dude,
That's
I have like 100,
big.
bro. It's bad.
100? How does that even happen?
Because I just the thing is I use focus 1 2 3 macros, and I also use target, and I also use like the arena 1 2 3, or
I
no,
mean, I have like
the
the
focus
circle.
and yeah, the focus in that, and then
I
just
mean, I
like
have like,
Jarvan's names.
dude, I even have like Serpent Sting 1 2 3 just so I can get like rogues out of stealth, and then I have Net 1 2 3 as well for like the like same thing in
Yeah,
case I don't
I
want
had
to
the net
Serpent
thing,
Sting
but
them.
I don't have the serpent sting one. I have like a fucking wing clip.
Wing
Usually,
clip 1 2 3,
yeah,
super
just to,
huge actually.
just to
Yeah.
drive back. Well, actually, it's just because I had conch shot there, and then like now I'm
Oh
survival,
yeah,
so
I see
like
it. Yeah, I see. The drive-by slow, I like that.
yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
just like
I
BM
have
like
the
tar
stings
trap for
too.
1 second.
Like you have
With
to have the
Sting 1
sting,
2 3.
like like the spider
Oh
and
yeah,
the.
the spider sting, yeah.
But
I mean, I
the
just like
bind
mouse
is
over
so
that one.
bad. It's like F1 2 3, bro. Like it's so bad. And then I
Holy
had that,
shit.
and then the target and focus of them, it's like Y and shift Y. So I legit am taking my hands like off my movement key to press it. It's so funny.
It's like the exact same thing with like my net 1 to 3. It's such a bad bind. Sometimes I just like put the guy on focus and then I focus net rather than like net arena 2.
I
Yeah.
think my net's an okay bind, but I mean I don't know. Well, the thing is like you don't always play your sting, so I'm like, well, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna
I mean like
always need it.
yeah, but like for me it's really bad because my net arena 1 is a trash bind, but my net arena 3 is like super fucking good. So like I just hope that the rogue or like the someone is like
Wait,
arena 3.
how do you have that like that? Do you not have them like in a row? Because
No, I mean I have them like control ZXC. I mean yeah, ZXC, but I don't know like control Z just like doesn't like says I move with a QWE, and then like
oh
if I want to
okay, yeah,
move and
I
then
can
like
see
I
what
need to
you mean.
like with my ring finger just like control C. It's like really awkward bind. But like control C, that's like super like natural like whatever type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I use like wait, what is it? I think it's control Q W and E. Like I just do it on
Control
like
Oh, okay.
QWE.
yeah, for like
Dude,
the movement keys.
yeah,
Sometimes I'll use the movement keys with like a modifier, and then
I
I'll
could
do
like
that.
never do that because like what if I want to move as I'm holding down control? Am I just like locked then? Because
Nah,
I don't really do the thing where like you hold down like
nah,
both.
nah. You just jump. You just jump while you do it. That's what I do. I just
Yeah,
jump,
I
and
guess
then you're
so.
throwing the instant. So then
Oh,
like
yeah, that's
you let go of your finger for a second.
Yeah, I mean
I used to
I
have
probably do
binds
that
like
as well.
that. Like I remember in mob, like my binds like would force me to jump and like kite. Like I had it so that I was always moving in one direction because like you always want to kite in one direction.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
for sure.
So I would just have it so I was like always whenever I wanted to hit things, it'd make me like jump and kite at the same time. So it was like I wouldn't really have to think about it as much because it was like the only way it wasn't like really awkward.
Yeah.
okay. So let's talk about PvP talents. Talked a lot about normal talents. Okay, so we got a bunch of options, right? You got bandage, viper sting, net. What else? High explosive trap you talked about, right?
Yeah,
Do you
Yeah.
Roar Sack at all?
Yeah,
yeah,
Raw of Sacrifice is
almost
like a
always.
mandatory talent,
And then
pretty
Diamond
much.
Dice, right?
Diamond Ice, not really
No.
too
I
often.
mean, you
Diamond Ice is
can
very
use it.
situational, but
Yeah.
you're
Same thing with like Hunting Pack, dude. I love Hunting Pack
yeah.
though.
Actually, that's my favorite one for when you have a disc priest on your team. If you're playing
Yeah,
hunting
you can
pack,
just make him go fucking fast, dude.
yeah, yeah. You could just watch him like pretend he's a druid for a second, and then like he feels like it's like he's a real healer for a second.
Just for 1 second though.
Yeah.
And then it's over. Then the fun fight is over. Too bad.
So Viper Sting, obviously, when you're versus healers, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it depends. The thing is like you can take these talents when the DPS you don't have anything important to take them. So Vibrasing is like a last resort thing that you take, and it can be good versus like rested druids, but you have to take it if you're not worried about stopping anything from the DPS. So like if you're fighting
yeah.
a rogue and a mage team, like you need to have things like Roar Sacrifice, Survival Tactics, Bandage. And if it was like a sub rogue, then you'd need the Spider Sting. Like so, sometimes you're going to be limited on this talents.
Yeah.
Viper Sting is something that like you might take if you're playing Hunter Healer in twos and you're just fighting like a rested druid melee team. Then you don't really have anything else to take.
That
Yeah.
is like knock trap and then survival
Yeah.
tactics, and then like, I mean, I guess I can have something else, but I
Right.
mean, might as well just go like Viper's thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like it'll be like something like knock trap, but like then if you're thinking, well, knock trap does nothing for me sometimes, then like you have to judge it based on the map. A lot of the
Right.
honor talents they're like there are always going to be judgment calls, and they're so situational that
yeah, I feel like all of our PvP talents, like since I probably like you probably get the question a lot as well. Like people just want, okay, what are the three
The
best PvP
three
talents?
global.
Just give me the
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
give
but
me the
they're
three best, and then I can just have that at all times. And I'm like, well, I mean,
Well, use
they're like,
10 and
I mean, all of them were just really like situational. So I
yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
they're all equally shit in their own way until they're like useful, and
yeah.
that's like basically a hunter since forever. Everything you have
Other
is
than the
like so.
Scorpion Sting and Sticky Tor, fuck.
Yeah, every talent you oh dude, you know what? Sticky Tar was bugged at the beginning of the expansion. I thought
Mhm.
that I should use it one time, but you know how it makes the weapon speed slower, right? But
Yeah.
at the beginning of the expansion, it actually made them hit harder because their attack speed got slower because they normalized the
Oh
weapons.
my.
So my we were fighting a turbo and I threw it down. I'm like, oh, I'm throwing this down on their bloodlust. And then my priest got one shot from a melee attack.
Jesus. That's
And
what I like to see.
he was like, wait, what the fuck? And I was so confused and I was like, oh my god, dude, it's because I played Sticky Tar, bro. Holy
That's Jesus, man.
He feels
Dude, the one thing
bad.
that I actually, dude, if only they like made Sticky Tar caltrops, that would be pretty fun, actually.
Yeah.
But like nerfed version of
yeah,
caltrops, so like maybe
yeah.
50% instead of like 70%. Fuck.
All right.
I just want something new, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
No, make it snake trap, bro. Fuck it. I
Oh
miss
yeah,
Snake
give me
snake
trap
trap.
would
Snake
be
Trap.
sick.
Oh, 4 second root. Oh my god. And then you have a bunch of snakes that do like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
50%
like
slows, and
poisons
then they
them or
do
something?
like the
Yeah.
poison that does like 3 damage.
yeah, but they
Yeah.
eat the
Perfect.
fears for you, dude. And then when the disc priest,
Oh yeah,
then
because
you can grief,
the like
then you
fear
can
cap.
grief the enemy disc priest. Because like the only time you're gonna fight another disc priest is when their teammates are griefing. So then like you can make them feel even worse for playing with a disc priest because then they fought a
Oh
hunter.
no. Yeah.
All right. So that's it for talents. Let's talk about Azurite. So what Azurite do you typically want?
Like 3 latent poison and
3 latent
then
poison, 1
wilderness survival.
wilderness, 1
And probably
primeval
yeah,
intuition.
it's no
Yeah.
cookie cutter. Yeah,
It's so
Yeah.
cookie cutter. I mean, and then the you can either go 1 dire consequence thingamajiggy,
or
whatever it's
yeah,
called,
it's the dire
or you
cons.
can go the one from
The energy
Ashara.
helm. Well, no, you can do the energy helm one. That's
I mean
that's what I
the
do.
engineering. Yeah, I know, but like you can
Yeah,
also
yeah.
go. Because if you look at so like the way that I'm running it right now, like I have 1 wilderness, 1 primeval, 3 latent, and then I have the thing that does damage. It's
Oh,
like a
the undulating
5k, like
tides.
yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's a good
That's like
trait. Yeah.
that's
That's
pretty big as
that's
well.
pretty good defensively too. If you
I
drop
mean, it
low.
just does like
Yeah.
so much fucking damage as
Yeah.
well. I mean, like since like the shield is nerfed by 50% in PvP anyway, and I think it's affected by dampening as well,
Yeah, it
and
is.
MS. So it's not like that. I think it's like
It's
a
not amazing.
15k shield or something.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Okay.
it's like, I mean, it's something. I don't know.
Yeah. So what
Because the
about?
good thing with that as well is that you can have a duck and cover trait, since that shoulder that gives latent poison, and the
Undulating
thing that I was
tides.
just talking, yeah, that one. It
Undulating.
also has like duck and cover, which is so
Right.
big. 5 second cooldown less on
Yeah.
your feign death.
Yeah, deck and cover
Super
is
huge.
yeah, deck and
Yeah.
cover is good now because they nerfed the other. Like I said, I still have the ones that they can passive visage and shit. But
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, but then the Engie helm is like better now again because they nerfed all the defensive ones. Because then just
yeah,
having
I
that
guess so.
the bleed thing. Because
Yeah.
the thing
Yeah,
is
I know.
too is like every melee they have Getaku cut of death. So
Oh yeah,
engineering helm
true.
procs on that and then it dispels it.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
then
that's true.
and then
Yeah.
and then you don't die because that shit actually hits for like 30k, dude.
Yeah, the cuts of death is actually like really
Yeah.
dangerous right now.
Yeah.
Shit's
So
pretty
like
hard.
there's sometimes where I see a deacon, I'm like, I wonder if I should just play cut it or I should play mending bandage just in case cut of death procs on my disc
Dude, I
priest.
do that at like in twos. I just like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, I could run Royal Sacrifice, or I guess I can just go mending bandage, and then I
Yeah.
have a tell me whenever my rogue friend has a cut of death on him.
Oh wait, that's actually genius. You used to tell me when it's oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I have that for like rip, and I have it for rupture as well, so I can like instantly get my thing.
I have it to
Or
show up on the big debuffs, so I know when to
yeah, but
get
it's not the
them.
same, I guess.
Well, you
Because
can
like
like prioritize them,
yeah, I know,
but then
but
that Yeah, I don't know how to get the cut of death up, so that's a good idea.
I mean, you just like type in the like spell ID and then just like on this player and then like debuff. It's like
Yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
smart.
mhm.
Dude, I was doing a Mythic plus 10 sale the other day, and this warrior got a 455 socketed cut of death.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, he got 455 or 445?
445.
Yeah,
445.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because that's the
Okay.
max. That's the max cut.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
Damn.
Or no,
imagine 455.
440, right?
You,
Because
yeah, yeah. You can
yeah,
you can
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah,
10 because
440,
it's
440.
Warforged.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like max plus socket or whatever, and he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like so happy.
You can get you could get 450 from your cash because the baseline
Right.
level is 440, so you could get the 10 animals.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that thing is huge.
Yeah, yeah. That shit
It's
is
Um,
big
bad.
for sure.
all right, so we just said Azure. Okay, what about essences? What essences do you typically run?
I
Is it
think
pretty
it's
cookie
it's
cutter?
it's flame
Yeah, just like
major and then
flame.
conflict and then the raid essence if you have it,
hmm
and then if you don't,
Otherwise,
CLF.
you can go the like Mechagon thing. Even though it legit breaks everything, the miner is like really good. It does so
wait,
much
what
damage.
Mechagon thing?
Purification?
Um,
Purification
oh my
protocol?
boy. Wait, what is it? Oh yeah, that one. The like protocol thing.
Yeah, it's
Does it
really good.
actually?
It's
It does
pretty
a lot of
decent for a
damage, but
melee
I've
like
never
tank.
tried it.
I mean, I have like rank 3 of it, and there was like one game that I think over like I think I did like maybe like 3 mil, and then it did like 300k. So it was like 10% of my damage. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, it's
but
not
Yeah,
yeah.
actually bad.
I mean, the only like annoying thing is that it can break CC, but I mean, fuck
yeah.
it.
Lucid Miner, it's like started it procs more like on the heal. But I think
I
people
guess.
people have been playing it a lot more in the well, if you don't have the raid essence, I think that one's good defensively, but
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just
I
feel
think
like
that one's easy to get. So it's
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
it's just daily quests or whatever.
yeah, like anything
yeah,
that's like easy to
Yeah,
get, like if you can get it easily, I mean that's like probably your go-to. Like on my
yeah,
ult, that's probably what I would just use.
yeah,
yeah.
for
No,
sure.
I just like don't think memory is like that good at all. Because I remember like it might be changed now, but in the beginning of this patch, I think I did like 1,200 mongoose bites on a training dummy, just so I know for sure the like proc rate, and then it was like 12% or something,
Well, it's
and
not
then
that part. It's the heal is like
the
decent.
heal I know, but like
Yeah,
isn't it like
yeah.
super low? Isn't it like 8k or something? I mean,
I don't
it's like
know. Every time I'm looking at these tourney games,
I
like
think
it's
I think
doing
it's
a large
5%
amount.
heal every time or something. Like I think it's
Yeah,
shit.
percent based. Yeah,
but also I think some of the reason why people are using it sometimes in the tourneys is because the Coltiran racial passive, it's like it makes all those essence shit proc more for some reason. So then
Oh yeah,
like
the thing with like
you get like
verse.
insane like I actually saw this rogue. I thought like he had a ridiculous amount of healing off of lucid dreams. Like I've never seen it that high. So I don't know if they either buff the proc rate or if it's just from stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so what about gearing? So like trinkets, weapons, like someone in chats mentioned the Shiver Venom Lance. So I mean, is that good? Like what you were talking about the Spore Pod earlier, right?
I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like it's like semi decent. The only problem with it is that it can break CC if you're playing with a healer that has the
Yeah,
Shiver
that
Venom
has the thing.
trinket thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But like the proc actually does like decent damage
It's
actually.
like
Like
1 to 2%, right? Something like
I mean,
that.
I was like genuinely actually surprised since I recently got like a 440 one, and then I just like started like playing around with it for fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, like then again, I was only doing BG, so it wasn't that impressive. But like BGs have like the same scaling, so I just wanted to know like the damage, and it can do
Yeah.
like 20k crits like quite often.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow,
Yeah, I think the damage. I mean, honestly, I think in general the biggest part is going to be that it, like, if you can get a Shiver Lance, like you have a higher chance of getting a high item level Shiver Lance than another weapon, right? Like, and
Right.
your weapon item level is like super important. So if you
yeah,
have like a 450 Shiver Lance, then I mean, you should
Gotta
use
use
that.
it.
If your
Yeah.
other option's like a 430, like
yeah,
for
yeah, no,
sure.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes Shiver Venom really good. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
otherwise, like if you're just getting that lower item level, I got the what is it? The temple one that I have at 440, the crit haste pull arm or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
that
yeah,
has more haste. Like that one's like probably the best thing you're gonna get outside of the Shiver Venom. Because there's no haste for a sweat play. That just has the most haste on it.
Right.
I mean, you could just also go for the haste verse if you want to get like, I mean, like maybe that's
Can
just
you?
me
Is
because
there a haste first one? I swear there isn't one.
yeah, there's a haste verse one.
What, a pole
The
arm? Really?
no, the I mean the PvP one. No, I mean the haste master. Oops.
Yeah,
never
yeah, the
mind.
haste mastery. Yeah, the
Yeah,
haste
no, but the
mastery.
thing with like mastery is like it's good. It's good for me since I'm a double DPS player. So like
Yeah, the
I
spirit
hate like
bond.
spirit. It heals for so much
Yeah.
actually.
The only problem is that your versatility. If you can get more versatility, the versatility per point. I was like checking out the math on it. The
Yeah.
versatility per
Dilly doing
point.
all this math.
Well, yeah, for that,
Big
I
matter.
was curious if it was gonna be better, but the versatility scales better than the mastery for your like healing increase on it, if that makes sense. So like more
Oh yeah, I
versatile
see.
make
I see.
yeah. So like more versatility gives the
More
mastery better
reduction
healing.
based on yeah.
Because the healing increase like versatility also increases the healing you have done.
Yeah,
So
yeah, of
like
course.
so like the per point of versatility gives it more bonus healing than
Right.
per point of mastery, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Um,
troll as fuck.
But,
Yeah, I
pretty fucking troll.
so bad.
Shit.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna generalize something. So someone who doesn't really play Survival Hunter, right? What is the
Mhm.
general strategy like when you walk into an arena? Like, what are your goals? Like, what are you trying to do as a Survival Hunter? I
Do
mean,
as much
obviously it's
damage
gonna
as
change, right?
possible
As
as
But
yeah,
the healer.
it's like
Probably.
okay,
a
in
Well,
terms of
no,
trapping
like
healer.
yeah.
okay, in terms of like, CCing, like, trapping, like you said, harpoon trap, like little things like that. Like, what are you trying to do? I mean, is it
Usually you want to tunnel the easiest target to kill, and then
right?
CC like whoever is going to be most important. So sometimes like you're gonna fight melee cleaves, and then when you're fighting a melee cleave, then the DPS are gonna be hard to kill, and then your goal is like okay, run at the healer, get in there as fast as you can, connect onto them, and then CC whichever one of the melee DPS you can. That's
Right.
gonna be most valuable for your healer to keep you alive and offensive, and then otherwise, you're just gonna hit the easiest target for you to hit, like the closest person to you, and then just CC the healer. So it'll be situational, but
Right.
like
Yeah. I
um
mean, I feel like it's just like sort of the same as like every other class, really, like in PvP. It's
yeah
like most of the things just have like the exact same thing. It's just like survival have other ways of doing it. For example, that you can do damage from range and stuff like that, and you can be like useful even when you're kiting, because a lot of melees have this problem where like they can't really do damage when they're out of range, but like survival has the privilege of like being able to do
Multi-dotting.
damage
Yeah.
while you're
yeah
like running around and shit. But
Right.
I guess like the only downside with that is like if you're in melee range 100% of the time, you sort of lose out on the like jack of all trades feature that since you're like a hybrid melee thingy
Right.
range class, so
yeah
like you're not gonna be as useful as like another melee if they also have like 100% uptime. So you sort of have to find like a balance of like trying to be useful in a way where like you can do damage to everyone in a way.
Right.
That's like sort of how I want to play the game to like utilize my range and just be like annoying with that.
Yeah. Because I mean, like in
yeah I
threes, for
agree.
example, right? Like you're CCing one person and then you're multi-dotting the other two, right? And you're like, I've always gathered the impression that survival is more of like an annoying class. Like you sort of just keep dots up and you just like stick on the
Yeah,
target and
Pretty much.
your opponent should always be like tilted against you. Like as a hunter, like that's always your goal. Is like you need them to be as tilted as possible. So like you have to think like if I was playing against like myself, like what would make me just want to snap my keyboard in half, and then you should just do exactly that. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like even if your class isn't as effective, like or even if you're gonna struggle, sometimes if you just tilt people hard enough, like then you can win a matchup that you wouldn't
yeah,
have.
I feel the one goal that you can have as a hunter is just do this thing where after the game is over, you want the enemy team to be like, yo, what the fuck is this damage? It's like how did this happen?
Yeah, yeah.
Just like I mean like I guess he was the reason why we lost. Like I don't know.
yeah,
And then
And
also
I think
as
stuff like latent poison is actually really good for like effective damage. Like so like even though you're
there's
like
not the
multi-dotting,
Korean swaps.
yeah, even though you're like multi-dotting, you're mostly just like you tunnel one person and then you just have latent poison on another person, and then you can just like versus some healers like a Rescue Druid, it can make it really hard for them to deal with. And I mean
right,
it depends because some things like you're wasting your time hitting them unless it's just that one tab latent poison, but other healers they definitely can fall behind from
yeah,
multiple people rotting down. Sometimes you're just like putting your damage into too many people instead of just tunneling them. So it depends. Like sometimes there's rogue mage that's like bad because well they're like immortal. So it's
Yeah.
like yeah, like if you're
It's
not
like
if you're not
what's like
committing,
what I don't know. What's even the
yeah,
point? But I
Yeah.
guess like speaking of rogue mage, I feel like survival is like one of the classes that like sort of
You
counter
counter,
rogue mage.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's like it's hard to counter, but like if you play well enough, you can counter it. Like
Yeah, I
you
think so
could sort
too.
of stop every go if you're like really good enough, since like mending bandage lines up with a kidney. So technically, theoretically, if you save your feign death for like a sheep before they do the
Well, the only
kidney go,
problem is that the kidney, it has it has the 5 second shorter cooldown, right? Because it's like 20 seconds, and then yours is 25. So
I mean like
I
yeah, I
always
know, but
think if
like
they were to
most of the
like,
time they're not
yeah,
usually
they're
gonna
not
do
gonna do
that.
that.
Isn't
I
like
just have
stun
I
DR like
thought that if
not
they
long enough for that? Or
no,
am I trolling?
it kind of is. So it's like if they're going on your teammates, it'll be like that. But if they were to start going on you, like they could actually like make it fall behind because like then you have to kidney it. You have to mending bandage like after the kidney, if that makes sense. And then if
Yeah,
you have to do it
I guess
after,
so. Yeah.
then yeah. So I keep thinking that if they do that, then it's actually like pretty bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So let's sort of get more into comps. So what classes work best with survival?
Probably just like a feral druid, shadow priest, a red paladin,
Suburb.
maybe a sub
I
rogue. Yeah,
yeah,
big.
I actually played a lot of Thug Cleave, like with disc. I
Wow.
found it was the best comp versus melee cleave. I actually felt like you could even beat like the Demon Hunter melee cleaves like Subrigs, they actually just shit on them. So
And
like
yeah,
if
of
you all
course,
have
because you have so much like control. Like you
yeah,
can
yeah.
really.
Yeah, so if the Seaman Demon they can't be like spam dodging like the entire game and you just throw Conch
Mhm.
Flames on them, they actually just get like one shot. So I feel like
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I actually been playing Hunter Mage a lot.
the
I,
hunter
I,
mage.
yeah, okay.
But do you
I
go
swear
diamond eyes with that, or do you go like a?
nah, you just
Actually,
play like
actually
regular
not.
strat.
I can.
Because the thing is with Diamond Eyes, like even when it's like good, it's like you're always giving up an honor talent slot, so it's like kind of annoying.
I
That
guess so.
Yeah.
like I think sometimes it's good if you're playing with the Resto Druid, because then like you actually have enough control, and then it's like an extra Cyclone. But sometimes like your mage might want to just like not be doing anything. You know, he might just want to spam Frostbolt. So like
Yeah.
if you can help CC for him, it's good. And also like it's good for you guys to have the cross, like the longer duration, like just
Yeah, that's true.
if he can sheep the off target, you instantly trap at the same time, or like if he can get the sheep, you know, you just do the same, and then you just make a easy 3v1, and then if you have a rested druid, like he just does whatever.
Yeah.
I, I, I mean, I guess I was just like thinking of playing with like a unholy DK, because then in that comp you want to go
Yeah, Diamond Eyes,
yeah
right?
diamond eyes,
Yeah.
because otherwise it just breaks everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're playing with an unholy DK, definitely have to play Diamond Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I think it might be good to play with the Destrolac. I'm not sure. I keep
dude,
wanting to
maybe
try
that would
that.
actually be fun. Yeah, that seems cool.
Okay.
I've been
I
wanting
keep
to
trying.
try Destro. I've been wanting to try that.
Destro.
I swear,
That'd be
like
super bursty.
lately I just try to play like a comp to like feed rating, and then I'll start winning, and I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't bad. Like that. It was when I was playing like Mage. I was playing Mage Hunter Pally. I was like, yeah, this is like a good way to just like tank rating, and then just like have like nice like relaxing cues, you know.
Yeah, just for fun.
And then I started winning every game, and I was like, oh, all right.
I mean, that was like the exact same thing for me whenever I was playing jungle, and I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah, I
this
was
is like
watching that. Yeah, I thought you were gonna
this is
troll.
like yeah, I was like, oh, this I guess this is working, but okay.
But I had a
No,
hard
that was
time
pretty
telling
fun.
if it was actually good. It did seem good, but it's hard to tell because like sometimes I notice like some of the EU teams, they're like some of them are just robots, right? And then
Yeah, I
like
know.
if you like actually throw them off, because like you guys are still having a hard time against like Method Black, right? And they're playing the same comp. Like
Mhm.
like I feel like some teams like they'll adapt well, but then there's like so many people that are always robots. Like I remember I had Eflex for when he'd play on NA. He would
Mhm.
always be a robot. Whenever someone would do some troll like NA strat, he would be like, "What the fuck are they doing, man?" And then we would just lose. He's like, "I don't know what the fuck is going on in this game, man." Like,
Oh no. Yeah, but I feel like if they actually have a brain, like MM just feels so like useless. It's insane.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if they played right,
Yeah,
but I could see it being okay sometimes.
You
Like,
can just
yeah,
train a marksman hunter and you just
hmm
can't
yeah.
do
No,
anything.
like
Like you just
um, because I was playing ladder when I was playing jungle, and we were against Methods Blacks like DHDK. They literally just like trained me the entire game. I was like, oh, I'm
yeah, yeah. And
I don't know,
then
like what do
another
I
team
do?
instantly clapped. You
yeah.
instantly
Yeah, and
clapped
then the
the healer.
other team that just like trained my healer, and I was just be able to free cast, and then we just like killed their healer in like one go. It's like, well, I
Yeah.
guess MM is really
Yeah,
OP. Like,
that's right. I think MM is good when you let your healer be the pinata.
yeah,
Right.
And
I feel
also
like-
that was on like Lordaeron, so like you can't really lie in that map either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, because you guys actually even got close to beating Method Black on Lordaeron too.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
We also really close on what the fuck's the Dalaran Arena. We got Shaz to like 3k HP, and he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no, like one more
Uh,
crit. Come on, man. That was so
Or you ever
unfortunate.
think when people are thinking like one more crit, what if they actually got just enough crits and that was actually the capacity of the crits, and they were actually like you ever think to yourself that? Sometimes
Yeah,
I think
no.
I always think
Just like,
sometimes
did they
like, I don't know,
just die? I mean, that happens all the time though. We're like, oh, like you kill someone, and then the second that they die, the like healer like cocoons himself, and you're like, well, I guess that was like one lucky crit that
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
just happened to win us
exactly.
the game.
Yeah.
I mean, then again,
Okay.
I did kill Was in the opener when I was playing ammo. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That was only one time though, and then he
Yeah,
died.
yeah,
but-
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I mean. They're the type of team that they lose once, and then they're like, okay, I'm not gonna be retarded.
yeah,
Like,
I'm just not
Yeah.
gonna die to the ammo hunter again. Like,
yeah,
chill, calm down.
Okay, so Survival Hunter, best comp to go against. Like when you walk into the arena and you're like, fuck yes, this comp, we're gonna destroy them.
a mirror.
What
Mirror.
mirror
Yeah,
the exact
yeah.
same
If
comp.
you
Big
yeah,
time.
if you fight another, I swear, like like I keyed the other day. I didn't fight a mirror. I fought another ret hunter. It was like a ret hunter disc, and I was like, wow, this is a free win. Like, because
Dude,
I'm just
I
thinking
feel like every other hunter team that I face, I'm like, yo, he's playing a hunter. Like, what the fuck? Just, like,
Yeah, yeah,
we just win the
exactly.
game. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought I was like the only one, but maybe that's just like a hunter thing. Whenever you go against another hunter, you're like, well, I guess it's a free win. Like, they have a hunter on their team. Like,
even if it's not a free win, like it's just so much
No,
more enjoyable to
hypocrites,
go
what
up.
the heck?
Well, it's more enjoyable to go up against like another hunter team versus like a lot of the other stuff is just like not fun to fight. Even like I don't know,
Yeah.
like if, depending on the comp I'm playing, like rogue mage cannot be too bad. I feel like it
I
honestly
feel like
just depends on what
RMP
you're
is like
doing.
really fun to play against. Like
Yeah.
RMP, if they're playing like Frost Asa disc, or
I
like
think
even like Fire
I think
Ass
it
disc.
becomes annoying. Yeah, if they have the disc, it's. I think honestly the only time some of those comps like become annoying is like when they have like a bunch of PvE gear that like outweighs like any of the stuff that you do. Like so that like some of the teams on any like they have like the rogue has the spore pods and then they have the mechagon tank trinket and then they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
immortal and then it's like okay he's not a kill target and then the mage is still a mage and he's not a kill target and then like they'll just have like insane gear and you're just like well I don't know who I'm supposed to hit and it's like
Yeah.
even if they didn't
Yeah, I
get no
don't know.
CC you're just sitting there like damn we just lost I don't know
Yeah.
what we're supposed to improve.
All right.
Kind of unfortunate.
Flip side, you walk into the arena. What's the worst comp that you like? You're like, oh fuck, we're
The
losing.
worst comp.
Like
Ah,
Dester Lock or like.
maybe like DHDK maybe with a healer that you can't kill. Maybe there's like that one resto druid that never dies.
Yeah,
You know?
DHD. Well, it depends on your like, because
I mean,
when I play
if you're
Thug
playing
Cleave,
jungle, I
yeah,
feel
if you're
like
playing jungle, yeah, DHDK is the worst thing. So it's gonna be comp dependent. Some of the hunter comps will
yeah,
be things. If you're playing,
I feel like if you're playing Thug Cleave, I would say it's something with like a Shadow Priest or like a Resto Shaman would be
yeah,
really
yeah,
really annoying.
yeah, those are the most annoying. So like the Destro teams, usually like the wizards are like hard free to beat if you're playing Thug and you can beat the melee cleaves, and then as jungle, I think some of the wizard cleaves aren't as bad.
Yeah, I think like Destro teams are not even like that bad anymore. Like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
like
they're not
as long
bad.
as you have a brain, then like it's okay. The one thing that I actually hate, maybe this is like a EO thing, because like only really good players play this, but I think it's a LA Frost Mage, Resto Druid.
Yeah, I
It
can see
legit
that being annoying.
nothing dies, and I feel like my healers is CC the entire game. Like I get hexed into like my like hexed into the what's it
Lasso
called,
on the other guy.
lasso,
Lasso.
Yeah.
and then it's like spam sheep into spam clone. It's like, well, I guess we can't stop everything. I guess we're dead. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's something I could see being really hard. I think,
That's like yeah. It's like a team that like no one plays it, but I feel like that's like a really big counter.
Yeah.
Maybe.
dude, honestly, I fight MLD sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, this is like pretty winnable. And then like I'll queue into Cloud9 every now and then I just literally
Yeah.
want to just log off. Like, it actually is so miserable fighting them.
Yeah.
They're
Dude,
they're actually like the most
Fire
annoying team to fight.
Fire MLD. Oh no.
With fire, there's a lot of fire, and honestly, I feel like it's winnable, but it's like really annoying because you have to just like play to like 80% dampening. But their
Yeah,
team playing like
you have
Frost.
to damp. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but then when they're playing the Frost Mage, the thing is like the Frost Mages they win in dampening, so then you don't have the win like because then if you
Yeah,
sit
I
the
know.
pillar, you're dying to the fucking AoE or some shit. Your priest is ooming and you're just crying. Like you run
It's so
out,
fucking sad.
you're ooming because your healer can't heal you. Like
Yeah, I know.
either
Like you can't do
either
any damage. You like pick the corners, like serpent thing, and bomb them, and like I promise, guys, I'm really useful right now. Okay.
yeah, like the thing is, if you sit behind the pillar versus the frost, like then he's just blizzarding and orbing you the entire time. So you're
Yeah, I
just
guess he
like,
gets like 10,000 fingers, and then next
Yeah.
patch is Iceland's gonna do even more damage. So
yeah. But like if they're fire, like at least doing that, like you could just like hope they choke, like because there's like a team
yeah,
that does that on NA, and then you just like blink
yeah.
in and then they choke and then you win, and it's like, well, okay,
Yeah, I mean I know that there's one fire MLD in EU that's playing without GPI. So versus
really?
that team, yeah, I'm like okay, like I guess we
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
I guess we can just like sit on the desert the entire game and just like we're like okay, just kick resheep and then you're good.
No, dude, the one that does on NA is like the mage has that Mechagon bracers that reduces the
Oh yeah,
cooldown
the,
on.
the
Yeah.
5 second cooldown. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that shit is so broken. And
Yeah.
then the healer and the Destrolac they'll play the cyclotronic blast, so then like there's just too many
Jeez.
things for you to kick. Like you're just like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
It's just too much damage. What are you even doing, man?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too many schools, too much damage, like, and they're just like, yeah, just kick me, bro. It's like, yeah, okay, you got 37 spell schools, and we have 2 kicks on a 15-second
Yeah,
cooldown.
shit's hard. Like, do you do a kick fear? Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If they fear, yeah, Destrolac they cast fear. You can't kick fear because then you're
Then
not
they
kicking
chaos
bolt.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
but
then
then
if you
but
let
they
it
won't chaos ball
fear,
until they fear.
yeah, no, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
if you
think
let them fear,
about
they bolt you.
what do you think about making Cast Bolt and Fear the same school?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say.
mm,
Honestly, I think they just need to make Warlocks die because that's pretty much the
Yeah.
biggest
Just
reason.
kill Warlocks.
no, but
Well,
just like demon armor, just like oh, it's so insane.
well, yeah. Like the thing is, like
Also, like double coil with the extended health pool. Speaking of health pool, it also comes back again with like
yeah, they have
percentage health
yeah,
healing. It's just
their
like so
HP is
big.
like so high. But like stuff like the multiple spell schools isn't as bad when they are easier to kill, but when they don't die easily, then like there's no risk for them just sitting there and spam casting spell schools, right? Like because
Right.
then they can just spam the fear without being punished. Because chaos
Yeah,
ball
no.
is on fear school, fear but if you get kicked on fear, you can bolt. So it's not exactly the same as with mage. Like if you're locked on chaos bolt, you can't fear. So instead, you're just only gonna spam fear
Right.
as
Yeah.
the Destro Warlock.
Right. Yeah. Okay, guys. We're wrapping up here shortly, so just real quick, if you have any, so I'll just open up to Q&A. If you have any questions for any of these guys, just ask them here, and we're gonna give you a little time to put some questions in. We're gonna move on to the next topic, which is so no more survival. So now we're gonna talk about a marksman and BM. What are y'all's opinions on those in arena or
I
BGS?
think
Either.
I think
I
BM
think
can be
BM.
really good at dampening in twos, right?
Yeah, I mean the problem is just like I feel like BM doesn't even have enough damage to even go to dampening, which like the problem. I feel like the healer just like sort of dies because the entire
Yeah.
ladder is just festered with DH Resto Druid. Jesus
That's true.
Christ, man. And legit,
That's
like your
true.
healer dies in like 3 seconds. It's so annoying. Like there's no way you can ever reach dampening ever. So like I feel like BM is just kind of shit. Maybe that's like a EU thing because everyone plays Demon Hunters. Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, people did that a lot in NA, but then like on NA, people are we're very good at just flaming people for playing stuff like that, and then they get like bullied into not playing those kind of comps. So like you just like mind game them, and then they just stop queuing and they stop playing and they go back to classic,
Uh,
and then you feel really good. But
I
then
mean the good thing with
then
like
you just fight the Destro Warlocks instead because you can never get them to just to go
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
They're a plague, dude.
I mean I feel like BM Hunters can win against Esther Warlocks, but
Yeah, BM would be really good versus it, I think,
You
for
could just
Yeah.
sure.
like chill behind the pillar and just like, well, I guess the only thing he can do is like cataclysm me. Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
No,
It's
BM,
gonna
I
do
feel
like
like
three
BM used to be
damage.
so much better, but ever since they prevented you from using abilities out of line of sight with your pet, it's just so annoying
Yeah, you
to,
can't even kill command anymore.
yeah, it's you just have to be an LOS with your pet, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then marksman's pretty much just like a one trick opening burst, and then you just
I
sort of
believe
don't do
Bicmex
anything.
is the highest marksmanship hunter in the world, though.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, there's some things that like okay, it's actually really funny. I even made like a forum post today because there was some guy on the EU forums. He was like talking about survival. I mean, MM, and I actually made a long like answer. Okay, so like I feel like the problem that I have with MM right now is that the only way that you can realistically do damage in PvP is you need to wait on double tap, and then you need to focus. You need to cast rapid fire,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a problem because first off, you need to have a hunter's mark on the target, which is one global, and then second, you need to press double tap, which also have a global, and then after that, you need to cast rapid fire, which in of itself is a 20-second cooldown that you sort of use like as like a filler spell, but
Yeah.
you need to save it sometimes because you want to use it with double tap so you can actually do damage. It's just
Yeah.
like it's such a clusterfuck. I don't know, but like once you like
And then
if
if
they
they save
fuck
their
up really bad, and
CCs for it too, then it's like you're also fucked. You know, like
yeah, I
they're
know, and
like
I
I
feel like
remember
I don't
fighting
know.
another hunter that was MM and he would just double tap and then he'd rapid fire. I was like, okay, I could just feign death.
Yeah, just like feign death. It's like well, or just like oh, I guess I can just stun it, or maybe like fear it or stormbolt it, or like just like do the
Yeah,
like
meld
range demon
fight.
hunter stun.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
meld it as well.
Do you do the whole
It's
like
like
you start
super
off in
annoying.
camo, double tap from camo, and then just like and like
I
aim
mean that's
shot with
like
careful aim and stuff like that?
nah, that's really bad. Careful aim is so dog shit in PvP. It
Is
actually
it?
doesn't do
Okay.
anything. Yeah, because they changed it so now it increases the damage. I think it's by 12%.
Wait,
Oh,
And
really?
that's good
Oh,
for PvP.
did they do
yeah,
that?
it's 12% instead of 50%.
I
So
actually didn't even
Oh,
read
that's
it.
so bad. Yeah.
yeah, I know it's really terrible. So you have to go explosive shot. But I feel like the main problem with MM is like the damage is fine. The problem is like the game is just not allowing you to do damage, which is like the main problem.
Yeah, well, the way that you deal the damage is bad, pretty much. And
Yeah,
like,
I know.
and your other utility doesn't help you with it. Like, because the way you did damage was kind of bad in
In
Legion
Legion,
2. Yeah, but it was like kind of made up for because like
dude,
you also
you had
had
so much
y-
fucking damage. It
yeah,
was
you
just
had so much
insane.
damage and
Well,
you
in
did have
Legion,
more utility because you had
yeah,
the bursting shot was the disorienting too, right?
Yeah, I
yeah.
know.
Dude, Legion Marksman and Battlegrounds with Sidewinders. Oh
Holy
my
Yeah,
god,
shit.
exactly.
dude. That was
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
and they,
Well,
if you
RNG
just
also
sit in the
gone.
back and you just like kill everyone.
So
yeah,
fun.
that was actually fun. You also
Especially
you
with
also had like
the sniper
sniper
shot, so
shot.
you got like
Yeah,
Yeah.
65-yard range as well.
Yeah.
And the Sidewinders just hit everything in like a 65-yard cone. It's just
Yeah.
the biggest like AoE damage ever.
You,
Yeah.
It was
you
so much
also
fun.
you also had like the Ranger's finesse too though in arena,
Yeah,
which actually
yeah.
helped you survive. Like
Oh yeah,
that was
yeah.
actually my favorite thing. Like after they nerfed like when the Sidewinders was like super broke, it was like a 6 second cooldown, and then they made it like 8 seconds. But then they
Yeah.
gave you that. Like I actually had so much more fun with the Ranger's finesse because then you could be like, is it worth it for me to sit back and play like an LE shaman, or should I like go in and like mongo them and like
Mhm.
like you try to like think you plan out the game in advance. Like, is it worth it for me to just have my defensive cooldowns up and then my healer doesn't have to do anything and I sit back here and then we just win on mana, or should I just run in there and go super
Just be like a
aggro?
melee hunter sort of.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool that you could like actually kind of choose like to do that because you would have like the teams playing jungle that they would just like run in and bang you, and then you could like play to dampen people too. Like, you always had an option. I
Yeah. But
actually
I
had a
feel
lot
like
of fun
right
with
now
that.
like MM doesn't have the damage to like be in melee range. Like you're sort of forced to like play from ranged.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
I feel like the biggest problem that I feel like that I have
And you
right
can't
now with
trap from
with
range too, pretty much. I mean, you
yeah,
can, but you know what I mean. Like, it's like the
yeah,
trap
it's like
mechanic
kind of
doesn't
hard.
benefit. The trap
Yeah, no,
minute,
you
it's made for you to be in melee range, because you just have a fucking
yeah, I
cloak
know.
shot.
The
Yeah,
travel time is so obvious too if you're throwing it from like 40
yeah,
yards away.
I
It's
mean,
like,
you
all
have
right,
to
let me
like
just
180 disengage concussive shot trap. That's like the only way that you can like realistically like reliable solo trapping as like a M hunter. That's like the only way that you can do it
yeah,
if you want to
yeah.
solo, which is like really terrible. Like I hope that there's something that Blizzard can do to like help MM hunters solo trap instead of it
Mhm.
just like being let's just add scatter back or like
Honestly, I
I feel like
think
there's
marksman just needs more like they need like a trank shot or a scatter or like
Yeah, like yeah,
something because they
yeah.
lose so much from not having their pet that
I mean you
uh,
have to like run pet for like MS effect and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
also.
and
right.
you still have to. Yeah, I think that like it definitely does needs more utility, and I think that just the way it deals damage needs to be changed because the actual
Yeah, I know.
the damage numbers are fine. Just the way it deals damage is like it's just like not meant for PvP. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
know.
even in PvE, it seems like a clunky like thing to do. Like, it doesn't even seem right.
Yeah. I mean I feel
Scatter
like
up,
in
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if
I
and
mean
marksman had a pet stun too, like if they gave him intimidation, I think that would
yeah, I
Yeah,
also
know.
help.
That would be
Or
pretty big as well.
yeah.
yeah. What about
Mm.
silencing shot, bro? Fuck it. Let the other specs have intim,
Dude, just
bro. Give them
true.
silencing
Give the
shot.
silencing shot, bro. That was actually be huge. But
Like,
I feel like
give them silencing and scatter. Just give them their own fucking thing again. Like, You know what? Actually, just this is what you're gonna do. All right. So about 4 years, you should be in like classic Wrath of the Lich King, and then you can play Marksman Hunter, guys. And that's a wrap. That's all you need to know for PvP. Wait till they give you the time machine, and then you're good to go.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Then your damage is getting PvP, and then you have silencing shot and scatter shot, and you got readiness. I mean, you get so much that you could do.
Have
Oh, you
Chimera shot as well.
yeah. You had the
Big.
Chimera shot that had the disarm, and
Ah,
then
yeah.
and then you had the crab intervene too. Fuck it. So like then
Oh,
you
the pin them with the crab.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
pin them with the crab, but then you could intervene the blinds for your teammate with the pets thing because your pet would RP as a warrior, dude. So you could like be like I mean like
That's huge.
just wait until the time machine, bro.
Yeah. Just wait until
I
it comes
actually
back.
honestly I feel like if you could play like the classic hunter in arena, it would actually be better than what marksman is right now though.
Give Marksman Viper Sting.
Like
Give us
it's,
Viper Sting,
mana-
just
the
give us
mana drain.
something.
I
Oh
mean
my
it's
god.
yeah,
Give
but
us mana burn,
it
bro.
sounds troll, but like I swear it would legitimately be better to have like the classic marksman hunter
Dude,
instead
you can't
of
even
the
trap. Like you're so useless. What do you mean? You can't even trap.
you
You can
yeah,
like
but you
feign
could
death trap and then like
bro, you can
hope
you can
that you
suck their mana, bro.
fucking pray to Allah that you drop combat and then maybe
You
you can
literally
like
don't even do damage. You just follow him and
trap.
Viper Sting the healer.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
like
Yeah,
Viper Sting, Viper Sting, Viper Sting.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's all you do.
It's
You
super
Viper Sting,
viable, man.
bro. You Viper Sting. Like you set this up right. Slash focus cat or slash cast at focus Viper Sting slash spit at focus. You just do that and you spam that the entire game.
It's
And then you
And then
tilt
you
toxic.
just win.
Yeah. As long as you gotta get the spits on them while you're getting the Viper Sting, and then you're watching their
Damn.
mana just slowly drain.
Dude, that seems like a North American thing. Holy shit. If you did it on EU, you would just get like so flamed insanely fast, man.
Slash
Now
spit.
people used to flame each other, and then like I don't know what happened. It's everything changed, bro, from Crusader.
Yeah. I
Now
feel
now
like EU is like very nice now. Some happy boys right there on
Yeah.
chilling on the ladder, you know.
yeah, NA used to be like that before. People would be like, oh my god, this guy just fucking emoted. They'd be so butthurt, but like at this point, no one even gives a fuck. They're like, fuck it, fuck this guy. He's playing a
Yeah.
Destro lock. Everyone's
I mean, like,
spamming them instantly.
yeah. But like right now, it's like capital D colon. Every time someone did like a single emote, it's like, oh, he emoted me. What the fuck? That was the one called for, man. Like he did slash spit. Like, come on, chill. Where's the sportsmanship?
Nah, bro. Yeah, on NA, you have to get a very high spits per second count. You know, like you have to be able
Oh,
to
yeah.
type them in. You have to raise the bar
You just
because you can't
macro into
macro
all
it.
of your
No,
abilities.
you can't because then it's going to be lower than what you type.
Oh,
shit.
So
true,
so
true.
you can be able to out type the speed of the macro because it's like
Yeah,
because then the server would lag if it let you do it.
holy shit.
So
You can
so
just
if you can
make a macro, like a out of game macro, like a razor macro, maybe.
yeah, I mean
Oh.
if you can
That would be, and then you
if you
get
can
banned for
maintain like
spitting.
3
Holy shit.
if you can maintain like 3 a second, like that's like pretty good.
That's optimal spittage per second.
Nah, this Pharaoh I play with Fuse, I seen him get like 4 on someone. Actually, that's where I learned it. I remember the first BFA season. I would hear him right before he would bite. He would just spam it on someone. He would spam emote them, and then he would bite them, like while he was waiting for his energy to come back up. And then they would get hit for like 100k
Jesus.
and they die. And I was like, what the fuck? You just
Yeah,
hear
what a
you just
Have
hear
badass.
y'all
this, and then they die, and you're like, oh, I guess he's dead.
have
Like,
y'all seen the macro? It's like, okay, so first have you the eating nom nom weak aura,
yeah,
right?
okay,
Like when
Yeah,
you're
of
that's
eating,
course.
and then
Nom
the other
nom
one
dom.
where it's like slash spit. If everyone in your party has slash spit, someone has the eating nom nom, and
then it does
everyone
that on
It's
me.
slash
just like
spits
it's
on you,
like slash
my
spits on them.
yeah, my entire raid. So I have the eating nom nom, and so every time I eat, my entire raid just slash spits on me, and you just see chat
Oh
just
boy.
like 20 spits.
Dude, I actually want to get that like eating num num thing just for like unironically, I think it's actually hilarious
Yeah,
because it's become such a big meme. I'm just like, I just want to do that. So sometimes
yeah,
I
it's
just
just a huge
type
meme.
eating num num smile just like for fun.
All
Oh
right,
yeah, I
That's
should
good.
start doing that.
all right,
That's
Dude,
big brain.
I do that all the
Big, we
time.
got a question for you. So, being a double
Alright.
DPS player, what do you generally play with, and how do you make it work at high ratings?
So like generally right now I'm maining with a sub rogue, and I feel like the comp is like generally pretty good. It sort of plays out like rogue mage, but you like the comps that you hard counter them so hard it's like a 90% win rate. And then the like teams that you.
Yeah, some things. Yeah, you pretty much hard win or hard lose, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
feel like it's sort of the same as like Rogue Mage. Just like you win against some things 99% of the time, and versus other teams you lose 99% of the time. So it's like sort of the same. Um, but yeah, like wait, is it like generally like strategy or wait, what was the question? How does it make it generally work? I mean, I feel like just play a lot, realize which comps you can win against. Oh, this feels like like a very like general question.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've played. I think last season I played like 3,500 games of twos, double DPS only. So I have like some experience. So like I feel like the main difficulty when it comes to playing twos, especially a comp that no one plays, is that you just have to like lose, and then by trial and error you can figure out like a way to win.
yeah,
Uh, so like for example, into Destro Warlock teams, we were like really struggling in the beginning because they usually played with Succubus. So then we did the strategy, the strat of waiting until maybe they mount up, because then the Succubus is gonna be close to them, and then you flare, and then you sap them, and then bomb, and then you do the go. And then when they realize that they can't mount up, obviously, I just feign death, like I wait 2 seconds because I know that if the succubus I didn't get it with the bomb or the flare, I can just feign death randomly, and then by the time that he does the cast time, he's gonna be out of stealth as my feign death is casting, and then my rogue can zap the like succubus. So it's like super insane, like if you think about it really. But like we do that all the time, and then also you can do zap into like knock into bomb. It's just like so many small
what
things
if you
you.
just bomb the opener? Because then you're immune to the succubus anyways, right? Because then it's not gonna come out.
Yeah, but then it's gonna yeah no, but like if the succubus like if he's moving the succubus away,
Yeah, yeah,
because then you can cast the like spell from stealth. But if you feign
yeah,
death
yeah.
randomly while it's thingy, like while it's like casting on you, then it's gonna be out of stealth, and then you can like sap it.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Um, and then
Yeah.
just like figuring out like do I want to go healer versus this comp, or like do I want to go DPS? It all just like comes down to like playing a lot and like
Yeah.
I don't
Experience
know.
and yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I don't see any other questions. Do y'all have any other last minute comments or anything you want to say?
Pet the spell.
It's a spell.
No, just like dude, Petaspell, I hate it so much. Wait, do you guys know that you can blade
Yeah,
dance Petaspell?
What that you can
yeah.
what?
It's also on the Pets Global, so if you have like that Pets
Yeah,
auto
if you're like
attacks,
biting, it's just like, oh no, it's so bad. Or like, because before it was super terrible for me because I had a button, I had slash cast dash in my Petaspell macro, and I had dash first, and it took me like maybe 3 months to realize that dash obviously is on the pet global cooldown, so you can't dash and pet the spell at the same time. So it was just like super delayed for me, and it's just like the most irritating thing ever. Ah, super hard.
Hi, I'm a main hunter and I'm 1.5. I watched Bicmex trap and it really helped me get 1.3. Thanks.
Yeah,
Toxic.
fuck. My
bro, you
community.
got shit on today.
Actually, kind of true. Well, I mean, I feel like there's no hunter that doesn't miss trap. Come on, man. Like it
Yeah.
happens to the best of us. Come on, man. Chill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
thing is, like, trapping as a hunter is it's like one of the most obvious things in the game. So like, it's just like the easiest thing you could flame someone for because it's like so apparent that something went wrong.
Yeah,
Like,
no. It's just like you miss trap a lot. I mean, I guess that's like the only reason why we lost now. Then like
You
whatever.
just
I
pray
mean,
that
like
they
sometimes,
walk
yeah.
into
Well, I
it,
mean,
right?
sometimes losing the trap it actually will be the
I
game, but
mean,
it's
yeah,
like
of course.
the thing is it's just like so obvious, like of a fuck up that like oh,
Oh,
you know,
it's
Yeah,
just
because you
sitting
need to
there.
you know
call like 30
like
seconds beforehand, and then
like
like, oh,
no
I
other
guess our
class
CC
has
is not
that
gonna
though.
happen.
Like no other
Yeah, I
class
know.
has the ability for you to actually just have something that is so blatantly obvious that it's wrong.
Yeah.
So then
I
as a
guess
hunter,
I guess
like you have to just know everything that they should be doing right. So then you could just flame them back because you just like you have to be
I know.
watching it like a hawk.
I mean, I guess you can like
Yeah.
miss fear somewhat as a priest, maybe. But then again,
Yeah,
like most
yeah, but then
games
when you miss a
aren't
fear in a
usually
priest,
won.
everyone's like, oh lag.
Oh shit, he lied
Oh,
really
lag.
hard.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
if you say you lied, it's like yeah, sure, I get you're
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucking bad.
because it's aimed at they're aimed in if it's like sudden they eat it and they're like
Yeah,
whatever.
no,
Yeah.
Or
pretty
or
Alright.
they'll
awesome.
be like, bro, just wait for a stun.
Just wait, dude. I have stun in 4. Dude, that's like so obnoxious. I hate that. It's like whenever I miss trap and they're like, dude, I have stun in 6 seconds. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I'm like, chill. Like, come on, man. Like, just let me try to go for the YOLO trap. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes
It's,
going for the yellow is like good
dude, it's
too.
fun. I just want to 180 disengage like mid-air, throw the trap. Come on, just let me have fun.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, sometimes I feel like it's worth more too, like for you to get the, because like then to the time that if you just go for the stun, then it also gives a more chance of them like eating it as well, because then they all stack up and they try to do shit
Yeah.
to like stop you. It's like sometimes it's like safer to not go for that, and then they'll be like not understanding.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I
I
think
mean, it's
it's the
also like,
Only hunters know.
I think
yeah,
it's the
cause
most
like,
annoying thing when you're trying to throw a trap and you get like typhooned or like you like walk across a pillar and something like LOS's your mouse and you like throw
yeah.
it off
Yeah.
and it's like what the
Oh my
fuck?
god.
It's so annoying.
Dude, the
No,
worst is
I,
like when if you get like death grip or something, and then like you
Yeah.
like throw
yeah.
the trap, and then it was already in the air, and then you just see the trap just like falling like, like on
Yeah.
the air, dude.
I
It's so sad.
actually the one that really gets me is so like when you're in a polymorph and you get dispelled, it fucks up your
Oh
camera
yeah,
instantly, but
yeah,
it
because
doesn't always do that instantly, but like sometimes it'll do it after you've been dispelled. So then like if you
yeah,
get
'cause
insta dispelled,
yeah.
yeah, so then you could have it aimed while you're in the sheep, you have your camera set up, and then you throw it, and then it'll like throw it like into fucking like Jamaica, and then your entire team is like, bro, what are you doing, man? And
Dude,
it's
what
like,
even happened to the trap, man?
and then it's like, well, bro, you insta dispelled me, like, like 'cause I think that's the only
It's
time
not
that
even
it
my
fucks.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have to tell them to like not yeah.
Don't even
Yeah.
dispel me, bro.
Facing lock Ellie Druid as Hunter, good luck trapping. Yeah.
It's gonna be really fun. It's like, oh guys, I got grounding. Like, oh wait, and then
Now you're feared, and then
Yeah.
the druid's running away from me, bro.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Dude, the one thing that is actually like really fun that I can do into night owls that I like started recently doing is
You start
flare
flare the
harpoon trap.
harpoon. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
flare
doing that for
harpoon trap.
so long, cause Cubsy would always do that shit.
Yeah, it's just like really fun because it's also good because like if they're playing with meld, then they're just gonna stand still because they're like
Yeah,
spamming meld.
yeah, I know.
So
Yeah, that's
there's no way they can miss the trap anyway.
yeah. So they're
Um,
like one of the best things you can do,
yeah,
actually.
and then one thing that you can do as well into shamans, it's pretty hard though because you need to be at like a
Oh my
specific
god, fuck
range.
this quest. Sorry.
Yeah, you can if if you want to trap a shaman or they have like a shaman on their team, if you throw a bomb when they're like 30
Yeah,
yards
then
away,
it'll break. Yeah, then it'll break
yeah, so like you
drowning.
bomb harpoon and then trap, and then the bomb is gonna go off and kill the grounding if they press grounding, and then you like land the trap afterwards.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
big
Big
time.
brain strats right there.
Can someone make layer?
I mean,
Dude,
it's
Uh,
like really easy if it's a resto druid because then I mean a resto shaman because then you can like just line up 30 yards, bomb harpoon trap, and then there's actually nothing they can do. If you do
yeah.
it perfectly, like even if they press grounding, since the trap is gonna go off first, I mean the bomb, and then afterwards the trap. So like due to like latency, there's no way that like you could miss it.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, friends.
That's the thing.
I think if there's no more questions or anything, I think that is the end of
Well,
episode
Relza has one. What
6.
the?
What? Where?
You
What?
have to scroll up to 414 in the chat, bro.
What?
414 in the chat.
Oh, okay, that's not okay. Why is Dilly Poo the best hunter to walk and breathe air on this planet?
Wow, look at this. Bicmex
Wow.
gets flamed by the EU people, bro.
I
And
definitely
then
skipped
I
over
get
that for
praised, bro.
Yeah, I get praised. Fuck, dude. Shit's
yeah.
rough, dude.
I purposefully skipped over that because
Whatever, bro.
it's
It's a
clearly not
legitimate.
true. Yeah, clearly a Dilly
Bro,
fan.
I just changed my underwear every day, bro, and I put my pants on 2 legs at a time, just like everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
You learned some
Literally
stuff in school.
just a
I'm glad they
You do it.
taught you.
You know how you got to do it, bro. You put your legs up. You know, when you put on your pants like that, and you just do it in one motion. Because if you start doing
Did
it
it
like
in one motion.
yeah, if you don't do both legs at the same time, then like honestly, then you just look like a beta at that point.
Dude, I haven't even done that in such a long time. Like, I don't know. I just like stand up and just like put one leg in and do the other one.
Yeah, no, you gotta lay on your back like a crab or
Jesus.
something.
Wait, do you
bro.
actually like stick
Uh,
your legs up in the air and then like go from the
Yeah,
top like that?
that's a strat. Yeah, and you just put them
Okay,
both
okay.
at the same time.
Dude, how much time do you save per day
Or
doing that? Or is it just like for fun?
or if the thing is, if you're wearing if you're wearing like gym shorts, then you
Yeah.
don't have to then you don't have to do that because
Oh, true,
then you
true.
can just jump through it. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
just jump. Yeah.
yeah. Then
Maybe
you
you saved 1 second.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You
well that
see.
1 second it could be 1 extra second that you get to spend queuing arena.
Holy shit! Then you can practice 180 disengaging.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
true.
You see the NA survival strats, Bic. You gotta put your pants on
Wait, what?
properly to start your day.
Uh,
Maybe you'll be as good as
I,
Dilly.
I gotta do that next time. Shit, I'll try doing that. I'm probably just gonna like break my ankle, just like falling over the floor. It's gonna be bad. I have an experience with the breaking my knees, so I don't know if I'm
uh,
gonna experience that again.
yeah.
Nah, it builds
It's pretty
character,
rough.
bro.
Shit,
Yeah.
a big old scar on your knee for sure.
Yeah,
All right.
that sounds really pleasant.
Mhm.
All right. So now I think I answered all the questions. I think that is the end of episode 6 of the TSL podcast. Thank you all for coming out and hanging out with us. This will be uploaded to YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. So definitely go check those out. Thank you, Bicmex, for coming and hanging out with us and
Yep, no
giving
problem.
us your survival
Pleasure to be here.
knowledge. I hope you learned how to put your pants on properly today.
Yeah, it's just that EU
Yeah.
thing, man.
Yeah.
I can't. It's just nature. Come on. Oh,
Only mages know how to do that.
Jesus.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so oh, wait. Wait, we keep getting questions like every time I end the show there's like another question. So I'll just okay, this is for real the last question. What are with all these jungles playing with Pala? Is that normal on NA? Dilly?
Um, I just play with a paladin just because my girlfriend plays a paladin, and then some of my friends are paladins. But I mean, priest is kind of better. But I guess paladin it's like a lot safer into if you fight arm pal than like a priest. I guess. I mean, because then you like guarantee that they'll never just like TSG you and win. Because sometimes I guess a priest could fall behind if that happens. But
Yeah.
I mean, in general, it's not really that much better.
I guess
Like
so.
priest is just better versus Destrelux too,
Yeah.
and paladins are a lot worse. So.
Okay, wait, okay, here's a good question too. What are y'all's plans for the future in like AWC? Are y'all planning on competing at
Reroll
all?
of rogue or mage.
I don't know. I just want to be the only survival hunter, and I just want to be the best. I don't know. Like
I mean,
I
there
feel like
hasn't really
I
been very many Sorrel hunters, right?
yeah,
Jelly Beans played
There's a
it.
jelly. But the
Yeah.
but
thing
like
is,
then again,
Jelly has like the best idea because the thing is if you're a pocket pick as a hunter, it's a lot better than if you're like if you're the only person playing. It's a lot easier for you to counter like a hunter because the best way you would have a team in AWC as a survival hunter that you would never lose is you'd have to have your teammates that are playing multiple classes and compositions. So you wouldn't be able to just one trick jungle. You'd have to play more than one comp. But
yeah,
then
of
if you're
course.
playing more than one comp, then you're the one trick hunter, and then no one's gonna want to play with you.
Yeah.
So then it's like a like it's definitely possible for a team to be built around a hunter entirely that would do well, but the players that would want to play with you, like unless
just
like they really love you, there's
yeah, I
very low
know.
incentive.
It's just it's kind of rough. I
Yeah.
feel like it's
Yeah,
mostly just like a patch dependent thing. Like if hunters are like really good, then of course you want to bring a hunter, but
yeah,
otherwise
exactly.
it's just kind of
Like
rough.
there's just some classes that are like always good, so they're like always desirable. Like mages are like if you're a mage, like and you one trick mage, you're always going to be useful, but
Yeah.
it's not always going to be the same way for a hunter.
Right.
Like
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
for real, we're ending this time. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm not gonna do the spiel again, but it will be posted on YouTube, Spotify, all that
you should
stuff.
just cut out mid
No more
sentence.
questions.
Uh,
All right, later, guys. Thank you very much.
I have one more question.
Nah, bro.